If you are in the agency space, you sell SEO or marketing services to clients, in this video, I'm gonna give you 3 niches that I guarantee if you focus on, you will make $1 million this year. Let's get into it. I talk about this all the time. If you want to sell anything in today's world, it's too saturated to just be a generalist. You got to specialize. You got to focus on a single type of business. I teach this, I train this, I scream until I'm blue in the lungs and people still want to fight me on it. I just posted a video last week that walked you through my niche selection framework. Y'all didn't care, nobody watched it, that's fine. So instead, why don't I just give you niches that I know will make you money, because I make a lot of money off of it and I've helped other people make a lot of money off of it too. So when it comes to picking a niche, especially in the SEO space, there's a bunch of criteria that we want to look at. But for me, there's really 3 that are the most important, that without a shadow of a doubt, you have to be able to answer yes to all these. Question number 1, does the result of my service result in more leads or more sales for my client? And this is something you have to be brutally honest with yourself about, because a lot of you are out there lying to yourself about it, and that's why you're not making money. That's why your agency's not growing. So for example, my agency, we specialize in working with law firms, but more specifically injury, accident, divorce law firms. When somebody is looking for a divorce lawyer or a car accident lawyer, there's a lot of ways they can find them. But the best way is when they go to Google and they type in car accident lawyer near me. Why? Because the result of that ends up in a phone call. I know that because I've done it before myself, and because I have so much data working with clients that they're generating a lot of phone calls and a lot of clients from Google. Now, if you contrast that to the other types of tactics that are out there, social media marketing, billboards, content creation and video, people aren't really scrolling Facebook and Instagram and TikTok to find an accident lawyer. It's something that they care about when they care about it. And what they do when they care about it is they go to Google and they seek it out. So all the other types of marketing are cool, they're great, yeah, they work, but they're top of mind awareness. We are bottom funnel conversion based now. And the reason why that's so important is because they're willing to pay a lot of money for that because it's a direct acquisition tactic. Now, that's not the case for every industry. If we look at something like gyms, right? I know people might find gyms through Google by typing gym near me, but for the most part, it's not going to be the most effective way for them to find gyms, because they're going to ask friends, they're going to sign up for coupons, they're going to react to ads that they see. It's a much different selection process. So that's criteria 1. The result has to end up in a conversion, and it has to be the best way for that business to get conversions. Because if it's the best way, you're gonna be able to charge more, and there's always gonna be a need for what you do, and there's gonna be a need for them to keep you around for a long time. So criteria number 2 is there a demand for their business? So it's one thing if the result ends up in that, but if there's nobody searching for it, if there's nobody seeking it, then you're kind of shit out of luck. And you can easily validate that by looking at keyword research tools to understand how much people are searching for that in individual markets. In criteria number 3, how much is a new customer worth to them? If it is something low ticket, we go back to gyms, there could be 1 million people searching per month for gyms, but if a customer to them is only worth $50, the amount of new clients that you have to drive to that gym in order for them to pay you $5,000, $10,000, $15,000 a month is immense. Versus law firms, when we work with them, sometimes one client to them is worth $1 million. So if we get them 1 client per year, they're in the profit. We're going to live in their books forever. They're not even going to know that we're there. We're going to build a long-term relationship. And that's exactly what we want as an agency, because you're going to make your money as an agency over the long term. Not 3 months, not 6 months, 12, 24 months is when you're really going to start stacking profits and making a lot of money on these clients. And that's what you need, long-term relationships. And that also ties into the fact that a lot of these markets just don't have purchasing power. A gym is probably not going to make over $1 million a year, which means they're capped at how much they can spend. Their client value is low, and also the ceiling of that business is low unless they have multiple locations. It's just not in their model to be able to afford to pay an agency 10 grand a month. It's literally more than they make. So the market has to have a high ticket value, so there's purchasing power for you to be able to get paid comfortably without them looking at you every single month and wanting to scrape you off because you're not getting results, because you're just too expensive. And as an agency business, you can't make a living charging $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 a month. You got to be charging a minimum of $4,000 a month if you want to build a business that's going to work for you. Okay, enough ranting. Again, I have another video you can check out that goes into that criteria. There's a whole quadrant that we use, very detailed. Let's just get into the niches. Niche number 1, men's cosmetics. So I'm talking about procedures. I'm talking about in-person procedures, things like men's hair loss, hair restoration, PRP treatments, testosterone, even going into things like cold plunges, red light therapy, just overall men's cosmetics, fitness, health, etc. So the reason why I love this is because number 1, it meets all of our criteria. Are people searching for it? Yes. Does it have a high client value? Yes. Do these businesses have purchasing power? Yes. Is it becoming one of the best ways to acquire customers for these businesses? Yes. But on top of that, there's the added bonus of all these stigmas being removed from this, and this kind of being a blue ocean or gold rush situation here, where not a lot of agencies are competing for these types of businesses because it's new and emerging. They've been around for a while, but because of outside education from TikTok and YouTube, people just getting fed this content privately, the market is being educated without you having to educate the market. And this is critical for SEO. A lot of SEOs look at content marketing like, oh, we got to build top funnel contests so we can reach and make the market aware. That's a very slow process, and you're lying to yourself if that's actually happening. We want education coming from elsewhere and then driving people to Google to finish that search at the bottom of the funnel. So there's guys on TikTok that are talking about hair replacement, that are talking about PRP and testosterone and the importance and the value of that. They're talking about cold plunges and red light therapy. And it's creating this market inside of Google of people saying, oh, this is dope. Now let me find this near me. Now let me buy this product online. Home saunas, home gyms, things like that is a great space to be in for an SEO company because they're worth like $5,000, $10,000, $15,000. And there's not a lot of companies competing for it. And it's a blue ocean strategy in search. It's a great way to acquire customers for that because all you're really helping them do is complete that funnel. The education is coming from elsewhere. They're going to Google to find these products, to price compare shop, or to find doctors, price compare shop, and book appointments. Then it's up to them. And on top of that, the stigma is being removed from them. For men, this was something that might not have been viewed as something that's important or something that's even okay for them to do. But because of this education, because of all this information coming into us now, the stigma is being removed and the market is wide open. Niche number 2 is home services. Now, this is something that's been beaten to death, but it is a great place to be in. Checks all the boxes in terms of people are always going to be going to Google to look for this stuff because the alternative is referrals, asking on social media, but it's also not a place where like a contracting or roofing company can go and create content and just bring people in. Search is a key place for them to be present in, and I think platforms like Angie's List, they're crap, they're garbage. So people are using Google a lot more. MapsPack is huge in this. I actually just hired an electrician, charged me $7,000, searched for it, came over, bang, took care of it, they got my check. So it's a very direct customer acquisition process, and the value of these clients is high too. So we want to stay more towards things like HVAC, roofing, contracting, electricians, because the ticket value of those clients and customers is worth a lot to them versus things like pressure cleaning. It's very low ticket, $200, $100 per pressure cleaning. Sometimes they can be more, but we want to stick to these other things. Now, a big additional reason why I love home services is twofold. One, I think this is a protected area in Google. It's a moat. Local service ads, MapsPack, these are things that are not going anywhere, and they are really honestly one of the best ways to find these types of businesses because the reviews there are genuine, they're hyper local, they're in your area, you can see where they are. When you're searching for something like that, you want somebody that's in your direct region, right? You don't want somebody coming from across the state, you want somebody that's local. So from a searcher point of view, it's a great experience, and great experiences are not something that's going anywhere. It's not something that's getting eroded by AI or content listings or just other crap that Google pushes in there. It's protected, it's not going anywhere. But most importantly for me, these searches have a sense of urgency. I'm in Florida. If my air conditioning goes out, I need somebody to come yesterday, which means for the business that these leads are going to be the highest of quality because they're calling for you saying, hey, my air conditioning broke now. I need you here now. When can you come? So they're not gonna be garbage leads that are kicking the can like real estate, being like, oh, I think I'm in market, blah, blah. No, these are people that need their services right now. And if you can connect search to lead, you're gonna be making them a lot of money. And if you're making them a lot of money, you are going to be making a lot of money yourself. So niche number 3 that I like, this one's obviously very personal to me, is professional services. Lawyers, doctors, dentists. These are just another niche that checks all the criteria. The reason why I have number 3 is because yes, they're probably a little bit more played out than these other ones. They're not new niches. There's a lot of agencies that are competing in it. But man, when I tell you there's plenty of meat on the bone to go around, there is plenty of the meat on the bone to go around, because what I've learned from working with law firms is that there's levels to it. There's agencies that are all the way up market, charging $50,000 a month or more to the top law firms. We don't even want to compete there. Someday, maybe eventually, but right now we're focused on the lower part of the market, which is law firms doing between $1 million and $3 million per year. And that's a big part of the market, but they're massively underserved because what's happened is they've been priced out by other agencies. Some of these other agencies are like, no, we can't get in this space. We're not gonna help you for $5,000 a month. It's too little. And we're over here being like, yeah, we've got systems and processes to deliver this for $1,000 a month. We'll take $5,000 a month contracts all day. And there's a huge part of the market for that because these law firms are underserved. So there's the bottom of the market of people that are just outsourcing it and getting crap results. And then there's the middle of the market that are like, yeah, I'm more than willing to pay $5,000 a month for a good service that drives results. And now we've been able to completely tailor our service on the local side of things, Maps Pack, LSAs, and we're crushing it. We're getting insane results from them. They're paying us between $5,000 and $8,000 a month, and there is more than enough meat on the bone for us there to make a profit on that and also scale our acquisition there because there's so many law firms that need help. You just have to understand your place in the market. And that's another big part of this, is understanding what your offer is that maps to that part of the market and then owning that part of the market. Even in competitive markets, trust me, you can do it. There's so much business to go around. There's plenty of opportunity here. SEO is not dead. You just have to be able to understand, is SEO a good fit for this business? And going through this process that I just described to you, going through our matrix to understand, you're probably struggling as an SEO agency because you're selling SEO to the wrong types of businesses. You're selling SEO to businesses that are not making money off it. They're paying too much. Your head's always on the chopping block and you're just not driving results. And maybe to no fault of your own. Sometimes there's nothing you can do. Google's a fickle beast. But if you have the right vertical with the right offer, you're going to make a lot of money here. I promise you. Take these 3 niches. By the end of the year, you'll make $1 million. So if you like this type of information on agency coaching and teaching, make sure to join the Blueprint Training community. For $199, you can get access to every single training, every single template, our private community, and weekly live calls with me, where I'll help you to build and grow your agency. You can ask me questions directly. Hit the link below. Hopefully I'll see you up there. If not, like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.